the MCU is still on fire. We've had plenty of good shit. Sure, a lot of guys are like, "Oh, this MCU." Yeah, eat a dick. It's not for you. Who gives a shit? There's
I'm saying, though,
more
what
fans of
was
comic
good in the
books.
past phase that they did?
Welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast. This is our review for Agatha All Along. First, we're going to give you the good, then we'll talk about the bad, and then we'll give you our final thoughts and ratings on it. This will be a spoiler review. Spoiler alert ahead. Spoilers for everybody, guys.
You've been warned.
This is your final warning. We're about to get into it. So we're going to start with the good. Bro, what were your thoughts on the good in this show? What did you like from Agatha All Along?
I got nothing.
Oh, nothing at all. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you got nothing you like, you got nothing you like. We move on to Trey. What about you, Trey? What do you have that you like?
I'm not a big fan of the comics as you guys were, especially like with Scarlet Witch and everything, and Wiccan.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, we get Wiccan here in the show.
Sure.
I'm not too familiar. I'm not too familiar with that character. I liked his art and everything, and the costume design I thought was really cool. I love how much he's like his mom, and can create his own realities and everything. I don't know. I'm a sucker for witch stuff. I love covens and everything. So this whole show just had me eating out of their palm of their hand. The song that is thrown throughout the show is such an earworm. Yeah, just rent free all day. I'm just doing work. I'm just like down the road.
Down the road.
I'm just like this. It was such an earworm. It was so catchy, and just the cast is incredible. Like, I'm very biased. I love Aubrey Plaza so much, and seeing her take on this character as Rio, aka Lady Death, I was just awestruck with her performance and everything. And hopefully, we get some more of her and maybe Death and Thanos. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But no, like, there's some stuff you can nitpick about it that I didn't like. They kind of teased
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
For now, stick to what you like.
Yeah, but what I liked, it was great casting, great set designs. I loved, since Marvel is a Disney property now, they could sprinkle little bits of other Disney properties, like with the witches and everything. So that was really cool, especially with the credits. Like, I loved they would show like The Simpsons and like other witch properties out there. Yeah, Snow White. And I was just like, this is so cool.
Yes, it was really dope. That was a dope part of it. For me, the highlights, and I'm going to stay out of the comics for those of you who haven't read and aren't in the weeds. We're going to stick mostly to the cinematic universe. I loved that this was Wiccan and how they revealed it. If you don't know who Wiccan is, you got a glimpse of him in Doctor Strange's Sanctum. You see a statue of the Scarlet Witch there, and you see a statue of Wiccan there as well. So you have gotten a peek at this character before. We don't know what the prophecy of that one is. We knew what the Scarlet Witch's prophecy was earlier in the MCU, but we don't know what the future holds for Wiccan or what the statue we saw earlier means, how he'll come into his own and become the character of Wiccan. Not only did we get Wiccan, what I liked is we got his brother. He's alive. And I love how they did it, how he transformed and boom, into a new body. So that boy is freshly dead and he inhabited the body of a freshly dead boy. And that's how we get Wiccan in this series. And the best part for me of how they did all that was when Death is talking to Agatha and is like, he's an abomination. The boy needs to come with me. And Agatha's like, you know what? Fine, take him. And Death just kind of, Aubrey's acting of just like, she can't take him. Wiccan is so powerful that he can, if he chooses to, just reincarnate. He can evade death. He has to go willingly. Wiccan has to accept death, essentially. So I thought that was really, really cool. Really shows the power of this character and the fact that he created this world and that they didn't tell us that until the last episode. I love that. It adds so much weight to past moments. And just, 2 episodes before the finale, we get a bit of that when Witch Who Could Travel Through Time. She was experiencing time non-linearly. So there were lines and quirky shit she said earlier that makes so much sense when it's pieced back together in reverse order and you're put back into those situations with what she knew in the future. So it's already setting us to go back in time. So it was beautifully primed. I love the storytelling, love the costume design. The costumes were so good for all of the witches, the scenes and the different challenges, how the themes changed in every episode. I'm a fan of all of it.
Can't see the
Agatha,
cosplays from this show.
Oh, there's tons. There's going to be tons. And you have tons to choose from. You don't just have like the finished costumes. You have several different
all the trials
versions, all the trials to choose from. And somebody's already 3D printed the crown, Death's crown. You can find that, I think, on Go 3D or Do 3D, one of those sites. It's one of the 3D websites. They already have the design for it. Detailed, ready to go. Throw it in a printer, and you're going to get that crown looking nice on your head. I love how Death was displayed with half of her face being a skeleton and the other half the gorgeous Aubrey Plaza, and the love triangle or the love entanglement between them was so good. So good. And they saved all of that for the end. So it wasn't the usual ending that we get, like big bad battle, boom, fight scenes, big climactic. It was this heart-wrenching story. A heart-wrenching story is how we ended this, giving more context to the characters. And now we can move into the future with them if they choose to. Yes, we got the explanation behind the song. I'm here for it. I loved it, but as my brother, y'all can see, he did not. So
not a fan.
Even though that for me there was tons to love, let's get into the cons a little bit. For me, I think the cons are the fact that it didn't have that big climactic battle. I'm so used to having these big climactic battles that this was a very jarring ending, and it wasn't like unsatisfying because the quality was there. The story got a nice wrapping, but it just, I don't know, it didn't fit for me, and it didn't end the way I wanted it to. So that's on me. That's my expectation. And what Marvel has primed us for, we also didn't get any after the credit hints at the future, which I love those end credit scenes. That's what we've been conditioned to wait for.
I thought we were going to see Tommy.
One. Yes, I thought we were going to see, and we see a glimpse of Tommy getting into his body, but we don't see that play through. So they haven't found the actor for that. And I also don't like how they teased us with the Scarlet Witch. And they were like, "Is she dead?" And they're like, "No." Well, yes, maybe. I'm like, ugh.
They're playing it safe. They didn't know how the show would go, like if it would be a hit or not. And then, of course, with everything going on in the industry, it's like, who knows if we could even make another season of the show or where it would lead to. And
I hate the name baiting of characters from the comics, like Mephisto. Are you an agent of Mephisto?
Oh,
like
God.
That. I'm just not a fan of doing that. And I hate that we got Evan Peters back as like this conspiracy theorist. I survived. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. As much as I like Evan Peters and I love seeing him, it was just a reminder of what they did to me in the first one. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe they wanted to dig in a little on the trolling. I don't know. But that, for me, was the cons of this show. It brought the show down for me because they were playing with my emotions a little bit too much when they didn't have to. It didn't add anything to the show. It just was more of a reminder of what I wasn't getting, and I don't think that was a good move. What about you, Trey? Do you have any negatives for this show? Any cons?
Kind of like, with other Marvel shows like that have been masterfully done, like Loki, you have high expectations for it. So, and then the best thing about the MCU is how they all intertwine, and like that's why we watch these shows to see how it'll pay off in a movie or in another show. And yeah. I'm curious to see how this one's actually going to play off in another show. Like, to me, I was expecting at the very end, not them going off to see Tommy. Maybe they were on the mission, but maybe on the way, New Vision shows up.
Ooh.
And it's like,
that would have been cool.
And then he's like, it's like, oh my God, it's Dad. Like, is Mom alive? And it's like, yes, she is. And like, let's go find her, or something like that, something along those lines. And then you said it earlier.
Something to lead us into the next story.
To lead us in the next where it's going to be the Vision show, whatever it's going to be. Yeah. And then, like you said before, not having the a post-credit scene kind of felt weird. Again, mentioning Mephisto and then no play off of that at all. Like, I would have loved just one other reference or something, maybe mentioning Ghost Rider. I don't know. Maybe I'm just impatient. I'm so ready for that story to be shown to the MCU. And yeah,
Yes.
that was my
Yeah.
biggest complaint with it. It's just that there wasn't a clear tie-in to the other MCU properties.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Someone who probably has a lot of cons because he had no pluses, bro. What did you think? What were the cons in this show? What did you dislike?
The show was a con, bro. You guys hit it. Trolling, number one. You don't need to troll.
Mhm.
At this point, the crappy success Marvel's had, there's no point in trolling your audience that you're trying to win back, that you're so desperate to win back, that you're bringing back RDJ to try and save your universe at this point. So no point in trolling. Two, the acting, the cast was okay. It wasn't as good as I thought because they made Agatha a side character to the Wiccan in her own show as the season progressed. It became more of his powers, his abilities.
Yeah, the actor definitely stole the show.
Which is not what I wanted. I wanted real Agatha stories. The fact that they trolled us and all this was in his doing pissed me off. Because now you're giving me something of a world of witches, a different realm, that you're saying, hey, guess what? It's not real. Hey, we got you. Like, no, fuck you. Give me what I want. And what we want is Agatha, that mysterious realm. Because they already did it by Night by, what was it? Night by Dark, I think it was.
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah. Werewolf by Night. They know that world is there. They've already started building it.
Mhm.
Play the fuck into it. DC's not doing it. Nobody else is doing it. Play into it, and they can make a lot off of it.
I don't think they didn't play into it, though. Like, there was still witches at the end. The witch flies off in the real world. These witches still have power.
I'm saying, though, for 8 episodes, you give me this world and say, oh, no, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
WandaVision 2.0. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a letdown in the sense that, hey, we've had this already. Don't give me a rehash of what you've already done. Give me something different. Make it to where, hey, if it is him, guess what? His powers are so beyond everyone else that it's now reality. Like, there's no going back. He's created this realm, and nobody can take it away. But not even him. Like, he's like Franklin Richards. He can make universes that don't go away.
That was a missed opportunity. I'll give you that. And there's no proof that this did go away. There's no proof that that realm isn't there.
The was still there when he went back.
No.
Yeah, the trapdoor was still there. So if they do, like you say, I agree. That would be a way better story. If he can't control it, and once he creates it, it's there.
Yes.
Oh,
also,
that would have been a better way to tell the story.
Speaking of casting, Aubrey Plaza was great, but I feel she was a waste. She is such a great actress that she needs a prominent role in the universe. Something that's going to continue. I don't think she'll continue as Lady Death, though.
Oh, that's she's 100% going to continue as Death. This was an introduction, almost like Thanos was introduced.
No,
I don't.
The fact that they didn't have this tying into anything shows that they don't even know what they're doing with this show, if it's going to be even connected in somehow. So again, these are my cons. These are my cons right here. This is why I'm upset by this show, because they're giving me top tier actors and actresses, and then I don't know if they're even coming back. It's a tease to me. Like I said, that's my point of view on that. And then from there, I mean, like I said, I can keep going on. The song, I will admit, was catchy, but after a while, it became annoying. It became that song. It's like the Friday song that it becomes so cringy after a while. It's cool because it's cringy, but it's so annoying. So annoying.
I don't know what Friday song you're talking about.
And then Mephisto.
Like the movie Friday?
No. Trey knows which one I'm talking about. But I'm not going to say
Friday's telling it.
That's what it became to me.
Oh, yes. That was never good.
And then one of my biggest pet peeves is, like you guys said, you allude to Mephisto. You guys have been alluding to him for every show that you've done that has mystical characters. Robbie Reyes, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., WandaVision, Doctor Strange. Just fucking plant the seed. Just do it already. Quit fucking teasing me. Just give me Mephisto and let's go.
Okay.
Because
all right. Well,
I feel like they're lost and like they don't know. This is kind of becoming what DC had the issue of, hey, we're now running the cinematic universe, so you can do what you want on the TV universe. And now it looks like they're going to keep them separate now.
No, it's the opposite. Now they're truly united. The actors from the movies can be in the shows. We saw it with the Marvels, with Miss Marvel literally led
one show, and it bombed. So they're restructuring
and Winter Soldier.
They're restructuring
literally leading into Captain America.
Yes, but it went from a show to a movie.
And back Loki, Hawkeye. Hawkeye's coming back to the show.
No, he went from a movie to a show.
Exactly. They're going both ways, is what I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
They're able to.
They're doing it. They're doing it for the major. They're doing it for the major characters, but I feel they're trying to focus too much on the obscure characters, which I think is a bad thing. I do like that they're trying to give more grounded stories, which is what made the MCU so good in the first place. Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man, they're all grounded stories. Winter Soldier, Captain America, First Avenger. If they stick to just doing grounded stories like that and just sprinkling in the fandom later, so much better. But again,
all right,
that's just me and my take on it.
What are your final thoughts on it and your rating? Give your final say-so on this show, good, bad rating.
I will say the premise was good. Like, for example, at the end when she, quote unquote, dies, but she's not really dead. It's like, why are you teasing me? Is she dead or is she not dead? It's kind of like the Wanda thing. They're teasing. Is she going to get a body back? Is she even able to transfer her spirit into another body? With his help, maybe? Like, to me, I don't know. Like I said, it left me on a very dissatisfied ending because it didn't give closure, or it didn't lead to something that's going to come that plays into something bigger, which is what we expect from the MCU. So because of that, I would probably rate this maybe like a 4.6.
Okay, 4.6 out of 10. It's a harsh one, but that's your opinion. Trey, what are your final thoughts and your rating?
Overall, it's one of the better MCU shows I've seen.
Ooh.
I mean, is it as good as Loki? Absolutely not. Is it as good as like Moon Knight? I don't think so.
No.
But top 5, almost top 5.
No way.
But final rating, like we said in my like there was a little bit I wanted to see more of the tie-in with the MCU. I will agree with Art that there was a lot of trolling and teasing. It felt a lot like Wanda 2.0. For me, like Loki would be a 10 out of 10. So this would be 6.5.
Okay, 6.5 out of 10. That's a good score. As far as my final thoughts, I think we all agreed the trolling wasn't a fan of. I get it, but I wasn't a fan of it. I'm going to completely disagree with my brother in saying that the MCU's fallen off in any capacity. This show had amazing moments and original moments, like the not experiencing time linearly, that which was so cool in her story. And the witch who trained her, like, knew she was popping in from different points in time. That shit was so cold.
She became the tarot card.
Yes. That was awesome. I love that. I love the characters in this show. I do love that Wiccan was able to create this world, and we didn't get that till the end. The MCU is still on fire. We've had plenty of good shit. Sure, a lot of guys are like, "Oh, this MCU." Yeah, eat a dick. It's not for you. Who gives a shit?
I'm saying, what was good in the past phase that they did?
The most recent phase, well, it just barely started, but we had Wolverine and Deadpool. Loki was this phase, so already 2 bangers, 2 of the best since Endgame happened in this phase. Agatha is a solid entry. Is it the best? No, but it is a solid entry and a great character that nobody gave a shit about. People forget that the MCU was built off characters nobody gave a shit about. And at the time, nobody gave a shit about them. They were B and C characters. Captain America was a C character.
Iron Man was
Guardians of the Galaxy. You never fucking heard of a Guardian of the Galaxy before James Gunn put his sauce on it. So let them cook. Let them create characters.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though.
Can every single movie be a banner? No, absolutely not. Every movie
it wasn't in the MCU. Thor: Dark World exists. Iron Man 3 exists.
The Eternals exist.
So stop putting
still better than Agatha.
MCU on a high horse. No, Thor: Dark World is not better than Agatha. Iron Man 3 is not better than Agatha. Shit. Not even close. Now you're just delusional. But we each have our opinions and we're entitled to them. I think my final rating, it's a solid show. It's a great entry. It told original tales, a different perspective for a different fan. So it's not for 30-year-old men. Again, neither was Miss Marvel.
Hey,
neither was She-Hulk. Another great entry and good.
Oh, I love She-Hulk. She-Hulk was actually good. I enjoyed She-Hulk.
You just gave me another.
Agatha
you just gave me another.
No, that show was canceled for a reason, though.
Why was it canceled?
Wasn't good. Wasn't good overall for the audience.
It wasn't. You just said you liked that show. And
I said I liked it. Good. My opinion is I like that show because I like the character.
Same here.
But again, unfortunately, not a banger though. Their shows lately have been not good. They've been leaving you hanging.
And it looks like the show did numbers, and the overwhelming reviews seem to say this is a pretty damn good show. We weren't expecting anything from it. Go look at them. Go look.
No. I want to hear your final. I want to hear your final.
Yeah.
Count
so,
first.
My final rating on this: a solid story.
Did it have some weak moments? 8.5 watch tray.
Did it have its weak points? Yes, I pointed them out, and you two agreed with it. So we all kind of agree on the weak points, but the strong points are solid. It's original. It's a new, fresh take, new, fresh characters.
How's it original? We both agreed it was Wanda 2.0.
It wasn't Wanda 2.0. We got to delve into the world of the witches. We got to go back in time and see Agatha's origin. We got introduced to death. So 3 things already I just told you right there are brand new. You can chew on those while I give my overall score. 7 out of 10 for Agatha. For me, it was good. I enjoyed it. The song will not leave my head. It may not be for you. It's obviously not for everybody since we're 4 to 7 on the ratings, but give it a shot for yourself. Leave a comment on your thoughts. That's our review on Agatha All Along. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are out.